everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reading a multi-character extruder by me, so let's get into it. Tanjiro. Tanjiro did not expect you to panic. Just because he yelled at you. It wasn't even a big fight. His voice got slightly raised. And he saw you as your panic set in. The guilt slowly consuming him as he looked at you, not knowing what to do or how to deal with this. He just watched you, trying to think of something. He didn't touch you without permission, taking slow steps towards you, asking if you're okay. If you don't respond, he's just going to sit there, unless you tell him to leave. And once you quiet it down, he apologizes and asks if he could touch you. Then when you say yes, he would hold your hand, squeezing gently and promising he's never going to raise his voice at you ever again, reassuring you that he's never going to hurt you, that he's never going to do anything bad for you or to you. He never wants you to be afraid of him. All he wants is for you to be safe. And he didn't mean for this little argument to scare you and upset you so much. And afterwards, when you calm down a little bit, he would take you into his arms. And then, after cuddling with you, he'd give you something warm to eat, while the two of you would watch something on the TV. Zenitsu. Well, Zenitsu was not aware that you're afraid of thunder, especially since that was his whole thing, you know? You should have let him know, because he actually loves it. And today it was raining, so he took you to just watch the rain. And it just so happened that there was thunder, and you jumped, freaking out. And it just kept happening, so you curled up into a ball, crying. He didn't know what memories you had with that sort of sound, but it just took a moment to calm you down quickly. He didn't want you to get all wet from the rain, since you weren't able to carry your umbrella, so he just carried it for you, letting the rain fall on him instead. Well, it'll be fine, it's just thunder. Do you want me to pick you up? I'll take you home. He nodded quickly, and he picked you up, taking you home as quickly as he possibly could. And then, he wrapped you in a blanket, multiple actually, just to make you feel safe, as he made hot cocoa for you. He's such a loving partner, and he makes sure you're comfortable at all times. Inosuke. You had fear of heights. You didn't remember the name of the phobia, but you knew that it really was affecting your life, because whenever you would go somewhere high, you felt like you were going to die that moment. So you didn't know how to deal with that, and you didn't tell Inosuke because you didn't want him to think less of you. That said, you knew that you were going to go to climb a mountain, which was, supposed to be fun. It was a fun concept, really. But in reality, it was not very fun. In fact, it was terrifying, and got scarier the higher you got. So Inosuke turned around, not sure why you were really just lagging behind. Ryan, come on, what's going on? He just turned around, going back to climb on top, and you just sat there, not knowing what to do. And the higher you got, the more you freaked out. So you just curled up into a ball when it was really, really high, and you just happened to make the mistake of looking back down. Inosuke stopped, getting down from where he was, and going back to you. Well, what's going on? I'm scared, he mumbled, and you could see the tears welling up in your eyes as you trembled. You were panicking, and soon enough it would probably be even worse. So before it could escalate, he tried to think of a solution. So he got rope, tied you to his waist, then told you to hold on to him. And somehow he made it down with the both of you. Eventually with you being able to help as well. And thankfully none of you got injured. And he told you to warn of something like this, so you would know how to be ready for it in the future, and also know how to pick better date spots. He cared about you after all. Giyuu Tomioka. Oh, for Giyuu, it was the darkness. Giyuu may be very well acquainted with it, but not you. So when the fire went out that you had lit on, just lit up your home, and there was meant to be no one around and you heard footsteps, you felt like you were going to die on the spot. You just made it to your closet somehow, and curled up with the clothes in, crying into the clothes that you had, and begging for whoever it was not to come and kill you. And it felt like it was eternity, until there were real footsteps that were getting really close to you. And as soon as you opened the door to the closet, you screamed, burying your face into your knees as if it not to kill you, not even feeling like you were able to look at him. Meanwhile, Giyuu was very confused, so he just bent down, quietly speaking, and after a little while, he picked up in a soft voice, the voice that calmed you throughout many nights. And when he looked back up, there were lights on, and he was there, gentle, holding out a hand. Eventually, he just apologized, melting into it. He didn't tell you to explain or anything. He just held you, hoping to calm you down. He would talk to you about it later, but just not now. Because right now, at this moment, you needed him more than anything else. Damn those explanations, because he didn't need them. All he wanted was to keep you safe. Rengoku Kyojuro. Kyojuro was not aware that you are afraid of loud noises or sounds, and by extension, him. So when you went to visit him for dinner, his voice seemed louder than usual, mostly because of the excitement, and you were not used to that. So you just flinched, just curling up and telling him that you were sorry and apologizing over and over. And it didn't help that the more concerned he got, the louder he was. It took Tanjiro realizing that he was being too loud, and that was just what freaked you out. So he told him to calm down. And Rengoku got the hint, lowering his voice and bending down to talk to you. And eventually, he decided to stay quiet, getting you a glass of water and waiting until it was over. He apologized afterwards, and he just told him it wasn't his fault and that you had to communicate better what you feared. Afterwards, he promised you to be careful about getting too loud in front of you, and you just told him that you would get used to it with time. So with your combined efforts, surely it couldn't be a long-term problem.